much ahead of the next one, but little by little, you can see it. You can see he's feeling better. The stuff is getting better, which is important. So we're excited, obviously, but we got to be careful. And I really don't want to put the whole burden of the pitching staff on Chris L.
What's the message to him from your end on expectations and that type of stuff?
Pitch every 5 days, and very similar to 2018. We be careful with him early on, and you know, when he feels like he can let it, I mean, not let it go, but kind of like as far as medical and everything, we can just give him the green light to step on it. He will step on it, I know that, but like I told TC, just step by step. The next one is his next bullpen, and he'll go through that one, and then I think after that it's live VP. So just small wins is the most important thing right now.
Alex, when will Yoshida go to join Team Japan?
I do believe it's March 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. He'll play probably Miami. We go Miami, Houston, right? I think he'll go to West Palm to play those 2 games, and then the next day, so March 2nd or 3rd, whatever it is.
What do you kind of, with sort of that brief period of time, what do you hope to what kind of foundation can you lay with him, in terms of the Red Sox?
I think the foundation started the other day when he went to the house and had some Puerto Rican food. So, I mean, he crushed it too. Just being around the guy, he's been here since, what was it, February 4th, or, he's been here for a while. So, working with Kyle, which is important for us. Having the guys today is always good. So, he'll be okay. We just got to make sure he's ready to play the tournament at this point. And we had a meeting with those guys yesterday about what we expect in the next few days as far as conditioning and mapping out their games in spring training, how many innings we want them to play. And with him, it's a little bit different because they play, I think, 3 exhibition games before their tournament starts. They're in camp right now. Yeah. But when he gets there, he plays 2 with the team. So we're not worried about it. I mean, obviously, it's something that is very important for him. It's very important for his country, and we respect that. And, they have a good team, so we expect him to come back to Florida, but not here. I think he'll be Miami, and we'll send people to Miami to take care of him, too.
Watching him today, when he got done hitting, he went over and watched some guys in the bullpen. It seems like he's really trying to, kind of touch base with everybody on the team.
Yeah, he is. He is. Very likable guy, like I said yesterday. This guy, very smart. He knows the game. He knows the history of the game. He engages in the conversation, obviously, with the interpreter, but he asks questions and very, very structured in what he wants to do. And like tomorrow, I saw him walking by and he kept looking at, and Doogie was taking pictures, just tracking pitches, and I was like, probably he wants to do this. And I went, and he's like, no, tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm like, oh, got it. So.
How realistic is it for Sale to be ready by opening day?
Realistic? Yeah, realistic.
How much defense do you think Yoshida will play versus DH this year?
He'll play a lot of left field for us. Yeah. I know a lot of people have their reports. We got our reports, but just watching him, he's a good athlete. He can move. He got good hands. He's one thing about how they play baseball over there is very fundamental sound. So all these stories about he's going to be a butcher out there, I don't know. I don't agree with it, just watching the athlete. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do believe he'll be okay. Obviously, having the stadium and Field 1 with the wall is different, of course, but he'll get a lot of repetitions. And, we're playing with a great defensive left fielder, The more man he hit, the less people care about the left field, right? So he'll be okay. He'll make the plays. He has a good arm, too. I know somewhere there was a report that he doesn't. He has carry, good, he could play catch with him yesterday, and he's like, I don't know about this report that they're saying like doesn't have carry. He does, so he'll be fine.
Alex, Turner's obviously kind of your number one option behind Casas at first base, or at least one of them. How often would you envision him playing first? Will you have
We'll protect Tristan from certain lefties, and we protect him from the workload. Let's be realistic. He hasn't been able to be on the field that often, right? Especially last year. So we'll see where we at roster-wise March 30th. But getting at bats for ref is going to be important. So we'll figure out. We'll protect Tristan, and we'll give Rafi a few days. Although JT doesn't like that idea. He wants to see Rafi to play as often. But playing defense, I think, is part of his game too, just to keep him engaged. There's a transition from being a defender and then a DH. It's not that easy, but he's up to the challenge, and but we'll play him at first some.
but not a strict platoon where he would play against all lefties?
I don't believe so.
Where does that leave Dahlbeck in the mix?
Just come here and play good baseball, and we'll see where we at. Yeah, I had a talk with him 2 days ago. Don't read into it. Don't listen to it. Just come here and be prepared to play a lot of third base in camp, because Rafi is not going to be here. We'll play him at first, probably play some short and moving around, and then see where we at. He looks great as always. His off seasons are always good, as far as like preparing for this, and a little bit different, right, coming into it. But the professional he is, and understanding where we at, just go out there and play. That was the message.
When did Rafi come in? 'Cause I know he works out in Tampa before sometimes.
He got in yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, since he signed the contract, what have you noticed, if anything, that's different about him?
He still doesn't want to spend money. Yeah, like it's unreal. This guy is like, yeah, no, he's been good. Just he's been locked in with the team the whole time, and I think obviously the relationship with Heim is a little bit different now. So just his input and where we at, but is important. But he's the same kid, just getting ready to play. He looks great, just anxious about the tournament. And the tournament is going to be a little bit different because they got Machado and they got a lot of they got talent. So, but he's ready for it, and in a sense, represent his country. We just want to make sure he's ready to play. That's the most important thing.
Will they give him some games at third base, and how, or will it be just DH?
I haven't talked to Rodney or Nelson, but Rafi mentioned that the plan is for him to play some third base. It's a different tournament in the second round. It used to be a round robin. It was 2 long rounds, right? You played 4 games in the first one, 4 games in the second one. Now it's like quarterfinals or whatever they call it. It's 1 game. So probably he'll play 2 in the first round. I'm not managing the Dominicans, but that's the plan, him to split up with Manny, and then obviously when they get to the knockout round, they make decisions based on who they have.
Do you think he kind of understands the contract brings with it, not just expectations on the field, but he's sort of now the guy the franchise is building around. That almost makes him a team leader by default, having that kind of contract.
I mean, Rafi, that's the thing that you guys don't know. This guy, he's been a leader of this team for a while here. When he talks in that clubhouse, it's important to those guys. The way he goes about his business is important to those guys. In scouting reports, he talks about it. So, now for everybody else, this is the guy. But he's been one of our guys for a while. And, there's obviously other stuff that comes into play, and we've been talking about it. And I think he's not up to the challenge. It's not a challenge. He's up to it. So, yes, he is, yeah.
Jansen's here for the first time. Just what were your initial impressions of Tim again?
Good. I mean, I saw him lawn tossing, and he looks ready to go. One thing for sure, like I was talking to Brandon, he needs to be ready for March 30th. That's the goal. How many innings, he'll let us know. physically, he looks good. He was a little bit behind because they got sick as a family at one point in the off season, so his workouts, got stopped. But I saw him today in the weight room, talked to him a little bit, and he feels great. So it's good to have him. He was watching bullpens and talking to Joe Ellis about certain things that he saw with Pivetta, which is good. And I think having these veterans, Kluber, Martin, Henley, is going to help the group.
You talked about structure. Is it good to have a little bit more definition of structure back there?
Yeah, I believe so. I think from my end, managing the game is it's not a must, but we saw what we did with Barnes moving as a ace reliever in 19. Then we settled with Work, and he was amazing, and the bullpen was better. When Matt was good in 21, the first part of the season, before he ran out of gas, we were really good bullpen-wise. And then when we didn't have a set guy or a guy that was dominating the ninth inning, it was a struggle, right? So we expect this guy to be the guy that he's been since his Dodger days. We talk about it today. He's 9 saves away from 400, and this guy was a catcher when he started playing. So it's pretty special, kind of like Percival, right? Same story. So having him back there, it just helps everybody else.
He said it was really important for him to kind of stay here and work with the pitch clock rather than go out to WBC.
There's a lot of Taiwan is far too.
Yeah.
Yeah, is important, and I think he did it in the last one too. He didn't pitch until the semis. Just physically, it takes a lot. You got to rush into it. You got to move your workouts a little bit earlier. And in his situation, like I said, he got sick for a little bit there, and everything got backed up. So, obviously for them, it's a big hit, right? But I don't want to say I'm happy that he's here, but I'm glad that he's here, and he's here to help us out.
Obviously, he has a pretty big adjustment to make pitch clock-wise.
I think it's more the delivery. You guys saw it yesterday. There's a few things that they're gonna, do this year. The umpires, as far as the box, they're gonna play it from the rule book. So there's a few things that he has to do, but he's comfortable with it. It's a game of adjustments, and he knows that. So.
Is it nice knowing that we're not going to ask you every day in spring who the closer is? We kind of do that the last few years.
Yeah, but Johnny's gonna ask me who the opening day starter is in 3 days.
Who is it?
No, let Johnny ask that in 3 days. We're good?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.